So welcome to the final episode of not just this season of Monogatari, but Monogatari in general, at least for probably like another decade or something, you know. So yeah, it's finally time to finish up this incredible series. I'm gonna talk more about my thoughts on it and stuff like that at the end of it. And also, as I said, I'm gonna make more videos about it. Specifically, I definitely want to do videos where I talk about like my favorite or just my thoughts on every single one of the arcs and kind of like rank them between one another, and also the same thing with openings. So I'm gonna do those videos in the future, and I'm gonna probably like talk more about like my thoughts on the entire thing, but the general thoughts are gonna be at the end of the video. So let's not get too, you know, let's not get too sentimental just yet. But in the previous episode, we found out that the culprit behind all of the, you know, all of the mummifications was, it's kind of split. It's mostly the high school girl. I forgot her name. It was mostly her. But what happened is basically Deathtopia ended up trying to drink one of the high school girl's blood because she wanted to appear strong before Shinobu, right? Because it's their first time meeting in like 600 years, so she wanted to appear a bit stronger, right? She didn't want to look weak in front of her accomplice or in front of her old friend. And she tried to drink blood without saying like itadakimasu and stuff like that, basically not conforming to the rules of the country, and that's why it ended up backfiring on her. I did see like some theories around it. Some people said that it could be because obviously the entire toxic environment that the girl was in also made her blood toxic. Like it could be curses. It does feel a bit like why would there be a sudden, you know, enforcement or sudden like territorial rules when it comes to like culture and stuff like that? I don't think it ever played a fact before this, right? So it is interesting that they're bringing this in, but maybe I don't think there's gonna be more explained more, and I don't think it needs to be. It's just an interesting thing that I don't think it was ever brought up before. I could be wrong, but I don't remember it being brought up before. Either way, maybe I was thinking about this. Maybe it could be something to do with Hachikuji's barrier. Maybe her barrier made like imposed some rules on the people inside of it and was like, you know what, if you're not respecting the culture and stuff like that, then you're gonna get backlash, or you're gonna get recoil, I guess, because of it. So that's basically what happened. She ended up getting recoil because she didn't respect the rules, and ended up getting mummified herself. But her, not kin necessarily, but that high school girl that she tried to drink from did become a vampire, but she isn't her kin, right? She wasn't her minion. So she is a vampire, but Deathtopia has no control over her, and then she went on to mummify the other 4 girls from the club. Now, we don't know the exact like reason and stuff like that. We know that they obviously had something going on, but like based on what were those targets chosen and stuff like that, we don't know yet. And then at the end of the episode, we saw Araragi going into a, you know, girls sleeping, what's it called? Just like a PJ party, if you will, where Kambaru was, because he was like, you know what, I gotta protect Kambaru, so let me go and see her at the pajama party or the sleepover that they're having at, oh, I forgot her name, but like one of the girls, one of her friends' place. So he stormed into the room and they were like, yo, let's play dress up. So I better see some braided Araragi in this episode, you know? Anyways, let's see how they're gonna wrap up this entire series in this episode. So if you want to watch this uncut and unblurred, as always, down in the description on my Patreon, and let's go into Monogatari, Off and Monster, final episode. He's not braided, but he has pigtails. Whoa, what did I want to see the born May 3rd, age 18, height 165. Steer. Okay. I wonder what Kambaru's gonna say for favorite play. Alley-oop. Nice. Oh, she's cool. 185. Holy. Oh, I like her. She's great. What am I gonna say? You're so predictable, Suruga. You're so predictable. I love it. Here we go. That's what I've been talking about in the intro. What about the straps on the phones? You are definitely the odd one out. Can I rewind? There were a lot of the things that were popping up at the top of the screen, and I missed those. Let me see those things because... Let's see. Lend me your house for the night. A cell phone. Also getting into a business being gazed back. Okay. I'm trying to link everything together. He's basically saying that there's not necessarily like a connection between the four, but an odd one out. Interesting. I'm gonna wait for the explanation on that. Because I'm also making theories and I did not arrive at that kind of solution. The odd one out. Are you looking for the odd one out for the first one? Whatever her name was? Soa or whatever? I'm pretty sure that's not her name. Part 6. Deathtopia. Oh, that's a cute hairstyle. Whoa! Oh! It's not Deathtopia! Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Interesting. That's what it seems like to us.
単に道を聞こうとしただけの俺様に貴様がいきなりひれ伏して私を吸血鬼にしてください。
Oh.
打ち負けてねえよ。まさかこっちがミイラ化しちまうってのは予想外だったぜ。1000年生きてても予想外なことってあるよな。
珍しかったわけ。私みたいなのが自分から吸血鬼にしてくれって頼むようなアホが。
そうでもね、600年前にも一人いたぜ。それを思い出したから俺様も感傷的になっちまった。
It does remind me of Acerola in some
感傷的。
sense.
元ハートアンダーブレードの元眷属は食の問題についてああだこうだぐだぐだ考えているらしかったけれど、俺様に言わせりゃ肝心の視点が抜けている。食う食われるを加害被害の視点でしか捉えられてなかった。あいつの想定には
What?
食う
He's only seeing eating and being eaten as assaulter and victim. Okay, I see. Yes, yes,
加
yes.
害被害の視点でしか捉えられてなかった。あいつの想定には食われる側が食われることを望んでいるケース
Yeah, 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 yeah. Bon appetit. Speaking of the first arc,
自ら食べられ
well,
たい
it wasn't even the first one.
いるとは思えないわ。そんなの。いたとしてもさすがに自分から進んで食べられたいと願う生き物なんて。
だからいたんだって。600年前そういう生き物が、そういう人間が、そういうお姫様が。ハードでクールな俺様には理解できねえ崇高な理念を持って吸血鬼になろうとした。貴様と違って極めて生産的だった。そんな崇高な理念を今となってはすっかり忘れて全てなくしているところを。
But that seems like there was a
どうやらやり
different,
遂げたようだ。
a different motivation behind it, right?
腹の底から安心したぜ。貴様はどうだ？強大な力で人間を食い散らかし、
Yep.
やり遂げた気分か？
達成感なんてまるでない。むしろ空虚だ。復讐なんて虚しいだけ。
Yup.
そうね。その点では拍子抜けだった。期待外れだった。吸血鬼ってもっといいものだと思ってた。
It's just people with a lot of power and a lot of
太
time.
陽が苦手って時点で最悪じゃない？
そうだな。そんなにいいもんじゃねえよ。年貢の納め時とばかりにこんな風に囚われちまってるし。
あんまり失望させないでよ。ここはあなたに吸血鬼のいいところをアピールしてほしいところなんだけれど。
貴様が今しているのは失望じゃなくて絶望だ。
Oh my god, what a line.
貴様にいい話がある。吸血鬼にいいところなんかねえが、いい話がある。
いい話？美談ってこと？
吸血鬼には美談もねえよ。どちらかといえばこれは商談だ。
聞かせてよ。その美味しい話とやらを。
俺様を食っていいぜ。貴様がもしも人間に戻りたいと願うのであれば、吸血種である俺様の血をごくごく吸えば、今ならばまだ人間に戻れる。
人間に戻りたいなんて私一言だって言ったっけ？いいものじゃないとは言ったけれど、悪いものだって言った覚えはないわよ。
最悪だって言っただろう。
言葉のあやよ。日本語の揚げ足を取らないの。人間が最高と言った覚
Wait,
えは
wait,
ない
wait. I was theorizing. I'm gonna go back a bit because I was thinking about Shinobu and Araragi's relationship when she said that. Because if there's no link between Shinobu and Araragi, that could technically lead to Araragi being a human, right? So I guess if he were to like kill Shinobu, then his power that originates from Shinobu, he would go back to being a human. But I don't think he needs to necessarily eat her, right? He could just... If she died, that would be enough to sever that bond between them. But Araragi is way less of a vampire than this girl here is. So I think that's why. I think that's the reason. But if she wanted to, you know, neutralize, I guess, her... Or I guess kill off her vampire side, she would need to eat her master, which would then kind of like balance out, or I guess neutralize that part of her and get rid of her. Get rid of it. Interesting.
悪いものだって言った覚えはないわよ。
最悪だって言った
後の上げ足を取らない。
She was being hyperbolic.
最高と言った覚えもないわ。女子高生が最高だと言った覚えもね。
そう思っているのなら俺様の血を吸うだけでなくむしゃむしゃ食らい尽くせばいい。肉まで骨まで噛み砕けばいい。そうすれば不完全な吸血鬼である貴様はしかし主殺しの吸血鬼として今以上のパワーを獲得することができる。どちらにしても貴様に損はない。
Also, Deathtopia is a true vampire, so that's a different thing.
より強力でより恐ろしい吸血鬼になりたきゃより強力でより恐ろしい吸血鬼になれば。
Ooh.
さあどうする？
あなたに何の得があるわけ？そのいい話には。その
Yeah.
美味しい話には。その商談には。決死にして必死にして万死の吸血鬼が。たかが私のために死んでくれるの？
まさか商談は一挙両得が基本だろ。座れなくても食われなくてもどうせ俺様は死ぬんだよ。このまま飢え死にだよ。拒食症で死んじまう。それってすっげえダセえだろ。だから貴様に殺してほしいわけだ。今度こそ殺してほしいんだよ。殺し直してほしいんだよ。
Okay, I see.
吸血鬼の死因の8割だか
Well, it's in her name.
自殺なのよね。
そうだな、みんな自殺する。だから俺様が自殺したいと思う前に殺してほしいんだぜ。
自殺幇助。いえ、
Yeah, it is euthanasia. I was gonna say that. It does sound like euthanasia.
誇り高い俺様にそれこそがふさわしい死に方だ。尊く厳しく死ぬ。
どうして私なわけ？どうして私が選ばれたわけ？
選ぶのは貴様だよ。二者択一みたいに言ったが、別に吸わなくても食わなくてもいい。たとえ弱体化していようと、俺様を殺せるやつなんて限られているが、俺様は別に急いでない。
So she is still very strong.
急いでない。ただ、思い残すことはなくなった。
Oh,
楽しそうにしてるのをこの目で感じ
oh, Deathtopia.
思い残すことはない。
わかったわ。殺してあげる。これで貸し借りなしよ。自ら殺された私が自ら殺してあげる。誇り高く死んで、尊く厳しく死んで。
そりゃどうも。
Okay, so it is the same thing as with Araragi and Shinobu, like I said earlier. Okay, interesting. She just phrased it differently.
そうそう。名前教えてもらっていいか？偉大なる俺様を殺す吸血鬼の名前を知っておきたいんだ。
いいわ、そのくらい。あなたを殺す私の名前は
播磨瀬キエ。
Wait, that's a different girl that I was thinking about.
奇跡ソワではなく、
Whoa, it's not
被
Soa?
害者と思われていた播磨瀬ちゃんだ。入れ替わりである。ミイラ化した人間はカラカラに干からびて人相も風体も一様になる。言うなら全てのミイラは身元不明体だ。なのにどうして僕たちがあのミイラを播磨瀬ちゃんと判断したのかといえば、その所持品からである。逆に言えばミイラに自分の制服を着せ、自分のカバンを持たせ、自分の携帯電話を握らせれば
Before any DNA testing can be
自
done?
分だと思わせることが
Yeah,
でき
they
る
would just assume. Yeah, that's
だ
fair.
が公平を期すなら、どのミイラが入れ替えられているのかはどのミイラにも平等に可能性があった。ここでキーになってくるのはメニコに解いてもらった暗号である。明白にガエンさんたち捜査陣を意識した偽装工作だ。つまりその時点からすでに捜査陣の内部情報は流出している。一体連続吸血犯はどうやってガエンさんたちの存在を把握したのか。その方法を思いついたのもメニコとの会話がヒントになった。携帯電話は脳の一部みたいな話をした。その携帯電話を制服やスクールバッグとともに犯人が生産したミイラにまとわせたのだとすれば、すなわちそれは目や耳やそして脳をミイラに取り付けておいたとも言えるんじゃないのか。言うなら監視カメラと盗聴器だ。ロック状態でも バックグラウンドで作動し続ける。その手のアプリはいくらでもある。
Yeah, fair enough.
重要な点だが、第一のミイラの視点でアプリを仕掛けていないとできないことである。ハリマゼ消えたと思われていたミイラが思われていた主因である携帯電話に仕掛けを打たないと。
Back up. That's a lot of information. Once more, run it by me.
その手のアプリはいくらでもある。
Yes, it was recording in the background.
重要な点だが
Okay.
第一のミイラの視点でアプリを仕掛けていないとできないことである。
Yes.
ハリマゼ消えたと思われていたミイラが思われていた主因である携帯電話に仕掛けを打たないと、襲撃された順番では2番目である串本京美のミイラに暗号を残せない。
Yeah.
さらに重要なことに、携帯電話はこまめに充電をしなければいつかは電池が切れる。つまり僕がスーサイドマスターを復活させるための場所にカンバル家を選んだことや、ひいてはそのためにカンバルに外出してもらったことなどを犯人は知らないということである。
Okay.
東ちゃんの家の OG 集会を狙うのではなく、ごくごく普通にカンバル家を狙うはずなのだ。
変質者。
What?
いえ、荒木先輩ですね。
Ah, because he's dressed like this. Looking fly, Araragi.
はじめまして、荒木先輩。こうして話すのは初めてですけれど、大噂は金がね。例によって人助けですか？ここには人間は一人もいませんけれど。
So basically, the entire story was she basically made it so that Soa looked like, Soa looked like, what's her name? Rie? Her. And she put like a phone in her hand that was basically in the background recording stuff. And that's why it only knew some information, because she only knows the information where the phone was present or the phone was charged. So, okay. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's just a smart diversion.
なあ、ハリマズちゃん。君が僕の事情を把握しているように、僕も君の事情を少しは把握している。それでもやっぱり、やりすぎだよ。
やりすぎじゃなくてやめすぎなんですよ、私は。部活をやめられないからって。何も生きるのをやめることはなかったでしょうね。
今ならまだ間に合う。君が襲ったみんなを元に戻して、君を元に戻して。
私のことは放っておいて。みんなはどうなんでしょうね。人間に戻りたいって思うんでしょうか。今の方が楽なんじゃないでしょうか。私は襲ったんじゃなくて助けたんじゃないでしょうか。
バカな。
バカな。
何を言っているんだ。あんなカラカラに乾いて、生きているのか死んでいるのかわからないような状態で。
生きているのか死んでいるのかわからないなんて、高校生ならみんなそうでしょ。
I wouldn't say so.
大学生になったらそんな気持ちも忘れちゃいました。
No, honestly, high school was kind of chill for me. I would not agree with you.
キャッキャと青春しているように見えますか？悩みなんて何もない女子高生に見えますか？荒木先輩。
Ma'am, you're generalizing way too much because of your experiences.
暗闇みたいなダークブルーなんです。
青春なんてとっくに忘れた幻冬の俺様には気恥ずかしい討論だぜ。そういう掛け合いこそが青春なんじゃねえの？笑える。さっさと決めねえからこういうことになるんだよ。食うか食われるか、食いたいか食われたいかだぜ。それとも主人を食いたいか主役を食いたいか。
そうね。コカロウ
That's sick.
青春なんてもう真っ平。
I mean, that's fair.
赤い闇を選んだので
That's fair, but not everyone is sick of
私
it
が間違っていたわ。
because of that.
だからもっと間違えましょう。私は播磨関
I see. Kia.
4月14日生まれ、16歳、身長170センチ、ポジション控え。好きなプレイはフェイクよ。
Oh, that's sick.
今度こそ主役をク
Shinobu and the goddess. Yeah! Yeah! Immortal oddities, be gone.
久しぶり、荒らぎくん。
Thanks for the lift.
ご苦労。
Thanks for the steps.
ツインテイル、似合うよ。
They do. They look fantastic on
や
him.
りすぎですよ、影主さん。
前に教えたらんかったっけ、荒らぎくん。不死身の怪異相手にやりすぎるっちゅうことはないんやで。そうやろ、スーサイドマスター。いや、俺様みてえな化け物から見ても貴様はやりすぎる。そいつはまだ貴様が相手にするほどの吸血鬼じゃねえ、ひよっこだ。うちが相手にするほどの吸血鬼やない、ひよっこ。それはむしろ今の踊れの方ちゃうんけ。あの時は貴様が幼女みたいなものだった。うまくいかないもんだぜ。確かに今の俺様はとても貴様の標的とは言えねえ。そのようやな。北極から文字通り飛んできたっちゅうのに難儀なこっちゃ。今日のところは見逃したるしかなさそうやな。そいつはラッキーだ。俺様と貴様、どっちがラッキーだったのかわかんねえが。どうやらまた生きてしまったらしい。じゃかましいわ。ほんで荒らぎくん、これは誰？
She doesn't even know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just a troubled high school girl.
その女子高生。
Senjo!
ハリマヤちゃんだっけ？
No. Senjo!
誰だよ、ハリマヤちゃん。
Oh, short hair! Or shorter hair.
てっきりそのまま影主さんに虐殺されるんじゃないかと思ったけれど、その病院送りにした4人を復調させるためにも特赦せざるを得なかったって、少年法ならぬ大人の事情が適用された感じなのかな。あの子を吸血鬼から人間に戻さないと、その4人が永遠にミイラのままだから。
おや、でも吸血鬼になったら人間に戻るためには親殺しをしなきゃいけないんじゃなかったっけ？
僕が当事者だった春休みの頃は確かにそうだったんだけど、そこはまた日進月歩で。
裸の幼女はどうなったの？
スーサイドマスターは結局国外追放、強制送還っていう
She got deported.
別れ際はさっぱりしたもんだったけどな。
See you in another 600 years.
この辺の吸血鬼感覚ってのか、
She took the plane.
吸血鬼感ってのか僕にはよくわからない。まあ根性の別れってわけでもないだろうし、また会うこともあるだろうさ。
Seeing Senjo makes me so happy.
何か知ってるの？そういえば忍も何か知っていて、僕に黙っていることがあるようだった。しかし何を隠しているのかは事後に放たれたこんなコメントに現れていた。それはお前にとって人間ってなんだという僕の問いかけに対する遅い返答だった。
モンスターじゃろ。コヨミン、結局ガエンさんとの口約束は成立したことになるの？
So, wait. I'm trying to, piece together all of the nuances to that. So, because back a year and a half ago, right, she said that humans to her are food. But now she said it's monsters. So first of all, that means that oddities have the capability to change. Because previously, it was said that they can't change. That monster or vampires can change no matter what. And that's the difference between a human and an oddity, right? But that's been proven wrong here because she has changed. Whether it's for better or worse, she has changed her opinion. The other thing is, her calling them monsters, is that kind of meaning or showing that she considers them to be on a similar plane as vampires, because vampires are monsters, right? So is she considering humans to be equal to vampires, at least more equal than before? I think so. I think saying that they're monsters definitely is way more equal than saying that they're food, right? So that's interesting.
そもそもはそこがスタートだったはずよね。
一応成立したことになったみたいだぜ。
嘘だとかごまかしだとかフェイクだとか、人間の人間らしさがこういう形で絡んでくるとなると、やっぱり風雪化の確率は急務だな。
Rumor Division.
いよいよその時が来たか。
まあハリマズちゃんもそうだけれど、それが許されちゃうのは結局僕がまだまだ子供ってことなんだろうぜ。
Oh, Sinjo. She looks so good.
なんてこと。次の講義の時間が
I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, look at the time, and I have no watch.
用があったらこっちから連絡するわ。
それって連絡をしないと定型句なんじゃ。
おや、
Oh, yeah?
可愛らしいのつけてるじゃん。
Oh,
コヨミンも
fan club.
女子バスケットボール部の一員になったってわけ。
まあ乗りかかった船だからな。カンバルやヒガスちゃんと協力して現状を何とかしようって計画には引き続き喜んで協力させてもらってるよ。
荒木くんがまだまだ子供なのはそういうところじゃないの。
Yeah, but it's fine. Oh, maybe his hair isn't shorter. It just looked like it in the one
アビナイ
shot.
さんは迷わないんですか。やったことは人の方に照らしても鬼の方に照らしても許されざる犯罪だってことですよ。
Yeah.
ハリマゼキエの事情を考慮せざるを得なかった。考えてしまうし迷ってしまう。
迷わへんよ。大人やから。
およそ多数派の意見を代弁しているとは思えないその独特の返答にも点として迷いはなかった。しかしなるほど、それが大人ってことなら僕は子供でしかない。幼女よりも幼い子供でしかない。執行猶予された吸血鬼たちと同様に不老不死になろうと、地獄に落ちようと、高校を卒業しようと、そして大学生になろうと、アラレン小弓は未だモラトリアムの真っ最中だった。
What's moratorium? No. It just ends. That's wild. That's wild. It's time. It's time. It's definitely time. I mean, honestly, when I started this show, I did not think that this time or this day would ever come. It's been a lot of episodes. How many episodes did we go through? Let me calculate it before we go into... Actually, I don't have the time for that. Actually, yeah, I think it's gonna be easy. Bakemono. Let's start from Bake and then let's just go one by one. I think Bakemonogatari was like 16 episodes, right? We had 15, and then sequel is... It says Nisamonogatari, so that's 11, so that's 26, and then sequel second season is 26, so that's 52, and then the sequel for Hanamonogatari was 5, so that's 57. Sequel Tsukimonogatari was 61, so that because it's 4, and then Orimonogatari is 12, so that's 76. Koumi Monogatari is half-length episodes, 12 of them, so that's 6 episodes. Like 82 or something. I don't remember how much we're on. I think it's 82. And then Orimonogatari second season is 7, so that's 89. And then Zoku Orimonogatari is 6, so that's 95. And then Off and Monster is 14, so that's 109. And then Kizumonogatari are 3 episodes, which are all longer, but like, you know, we're a bit over 110, between 110 and 120 episodes. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we're done with it. Okay, so let me first talk about this episode before I go into the entire full-on spiel. So this episode was a really good end to the arc. I mean, I don't know what the entire this arc or this entire like high school part of things like with these girls felt a little bit odd. Just because, I mean, I'm not fully sure what the entire, you know, purpose of it is. I mean, I guess it is to show kind of like the toxic mentality of the club, but it also doesn't feel like it was like a satisfying conclusion to it. It was just, I feel like the more important stuff were the everything apart from the club, right? So the everything to do with like Shinobu and Deathtopia, that felt a lot more important and a lot more interesting. And then obviously that leading up to the Shinobu's answer of what are humans to you, they're monsters. I feel like that's the important part of this arc. And I think this part with the high schoolers is kind of like thrown in there for the sake of, you know, showcasing those values and showcasing those things, which is fair enough. It's a very Monogatari way to do things. It's very extra. You didn't necessarily need them, but it was great. It was still great nonetheless. I do find it strange that this is the way that they ended. I know that it's because there is still more arcs left to cover, that this doesn't feel necessarily like a full-on like ending, because it isn't, right? Definitely Zoku Ori Monogatari definitely ended on a way more conclusive note, right, than this did. But still, this felt like just, you know, epilogue, or not even epilogue, just, I guess, side stories after the main story ended, right? That's kind of what this feels like, just doing side quests after you finish up the main story, which is fair enough. It's fun. So a lot of the things in this were very much important to the characters, but it doesn't feel like they were that important to the main story. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially, like, I think the Nadeko arc is, like, I'm gonna talk more, as I said, I'm gonna make a video about, like, my thoughts on every single arc and stuff, so I'm gonna talk more in depth about that, but I think the Nadeko arc is not just the best arc of this batch here, but also one of the best Monogatari arcs. Even, like, compared to the other Nadeko arcs, I think this one was fantastic. But all in all, it was just a really fun way to wrap up the different character stories and stuff like that. So with Kie, I do wonder, so I think she realizes that what she's saying isn't correct, because she did say like that she basically knows that it's a mistake, that she's making a mistake and stuff like that, and that she knows that this isn't right and stuff like that. So she knows that what she's saying, because she's been generalizing a lot, and she said some really outrageous stuff, like, oh, how is being a high school student any better than being like half dead, half alive, or whatever, right? And I think she realizes that that's not right, and she's trying to convince herself, it feels like, right? Which is sad. I think this is kind of what it's supposed to show, right? It's sad. Also, I don't think it was necessary for them to, like, make it so that she switched bodies and stuff like that. I think that the reason why that was added in is because that kind of covers the base of why did she know what was happening, is because if she switched the bodies, then she could have used her own phone, put it on someone else, and then planted it to transmit information to her, and that's how she knew, like, about all of those things. I think that's kind of like the only thing that really benefits from them switching bodies. Otherwise, I don't think it mattered, because it's not like we knew these characters beforehand, right? So you're just switching up names. So at the end of the day, yeah, it was a very weird arc when it comes to, like, the entire high school side of things, but as I said, I do think it's not, that part is the least important part of this arc. So either way, what else is there to say? I don't think I have much more to say about this arc in general. It was a fun one. It was great seeing, like, the entire Shinobu story, the entire Deathtopia story and stuff like that, and obviously this entire ending with Shinobu was really good, and I feel like that was, as I said, the thing that this arc was building up towards, is showing how even oddities can change, right? And her thoughts on, like, humans and stuff like that. So that was great. And yeah, all in all, this entire series was way more than I expected it to be. As I said, like, back during my Bakemonogatari days, when I first started it, I did watch this. I watched Bakemonogatari before, like, a long time ago when I was a lot younger, and I didn't get it. I was like, yeah, this is weird, this is making my brain hurt, and I don't like thinking, so I didn't get it. And now watching it with you guys, where you guys kind of gave me a lot of the rundown, you guys gave me, you know, non-spoilerific explanation of things and stuff like that, in a very patient manner, mind you, it was a lot better of an experience. And this definitely, I think the Monogatari series is gonna definitely move in my top 10 favorite anime of all time. Like, as I said, there's gonna be a video where I'm gonna go in depth into, like, arcs that I liked a lot, arcs that I didn't like as much. I don't think every single arc was a banger. I think there were some arcs that were better than others, but I do think that maybe, like, the worst arc I would give, like, a 7, maybe 7.5, whereas obviously there were multiple 10 out of 10 arcs in my opinion. So yeah, I don't think there was a single bad arc, but there were some arcs that I didn't connect with as deeply as some other ones. But even then, this was a fantastic series. And the last, I guess, thing that I kind of want to, or I guess second to last, because I have another thing to say after this, is I want to thank you guys, because you guys were absolutely fantastic when it comes to, like, the support on this series. When it comes to, well, first of all, the views were really high all the way through. Like, there are so many seasons, so many episodes, and it didn't feel like apart from maybe slightly in this last season because not as many people watched it, the support was always consistently really, really good. So as I said, yeah, apart from maybe this season had a bit of a, I don't know, not even a lot, like 30-40% drop in viewership, purely because I'm guessing not as many people have watched it yet, and they aren't as interested in reactions, which is fair enough. But apart from that, the comments and the likes were really, really high all the way through, even if there were definitely times where we like disagreed on some stuff, or at least majority of people disagreed with me on some stuff. And even then, the like support was still fantastic, and nobody got like really angry at me for like saying something maybe stupid, or forgetting some stuff, or just saying something different from your guys' opinion. And everyone was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna explain it in a way that I see it. And you were like, you're giving me like your guys' like experiences and why you think a certain way, why maybe a character would feel a certain way. So that always aids my enjoyment of the show, right? So yeah, thank you guys for all of those incredible comments, incredible support. Honestly, it made this series like 10 times better for me. For sure. If I watched this on my own, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it, but I would not have enjoyed it nearly as much as I have because of you guys, right? And also, yeah, obviously, I did miss some things every now and again, for sure. Like, there's no way that I was gonna catch everything, so I'm grateful that you guys, you know, you were never like too harsh on anything if I missed anything, right? You guys were always like, so this is what you missed back then and then and then, and that's why this happened here. And you were always like, you know, patient with me. So I appreciate you guys. You guys were like, honestly, some of the best community that I've had on any anime watch-alongs, or I guess anime reactions that I've put out. So yeah, not just in terms of numbers, but also like the actual support in the comments. So yeah, you guys are fantastic, man. Yeah, I feel sad that it's gonna be over, man, but as I said, there's gonna be a few more videos coming about this. But yeah, it's the end of the Monogatari journey when it comes to the anime reactions, until eventually we get, I don't know what the next one's gonna be. I saw a comment saying basically that it's best to think of this as a completed series and then be surprised if there ever is a sequel to it. So you know what? I guess that's the way we're gonna go about it. But there are other Nishio Ishin stuff that I want to check out in the future, like Katanagatari, like the I forgot the other one that was on the poll currently on the channel, but that one as well. I do want to Zaregoto some circle or something like that. I do want to check those out in the future. Even if it never wins a poll, I might just check them out like by not on my own, because I do want to give you guys a reaction to it, but I might just decide if I ever have like extra time or something, I might just put it on the channel. No promises, but maybe. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about that I said earlier is the series that's going to be replacing this on the channel tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be starting Land of the Lustrous. So you guys chose that as the replacement for this, and I'm excited. It's a short one. Like compared to this, it's 1/10 of the length, right? It's 12 episodes, and we're gonna be starting that tomorrow. And then after that, I haven't decided. Do you guys? Because it was pretty close between this and Durarara, which one would end up winning the poll. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking of just going straight into Durarara. Since this is a short one, I'm thinking of just, you know, not doing another poll like in a month, but just jumping straight into Durarara. I can also do a poll if you guys would prefer that. And Durarara would definitely be on the poll at the very least, right? But yeah, I don't know. Tell me, guys, what you guys would prefer me to do. So either way, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.